Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Kageyama, and I am a stage 4 cancer patient with prostate, bone, and lung cancer. And I'd like to welcome everyone here to be your own hero. I am doing absolutely great. I'm having a fantastic day, and I'm so thankful to be here on this earth. Um, to give you a quick health update, um, I've improved quite a bit. I had blood tests done recently, and my PSA, which is the marker for prostate cancer, when I started this journey, it was about 1,000, and now, as of about a week ago, it is down to zero point 0.8. So I'm very happy about that. My lung cancer is doing very well too. That's improved drastically. And my bone cancer, I'm still working on, but the bone cancer, as of a couple months ago, has stopped metastasizing, and I'm due for some new scans next month. So I will update everyone when I get that information. But we are living in an incredibly turbulent world right now. There's just so much going on uh, all around us, and it's very confusing, and frankly, it's very frightening. We're dealing with as a country, we're dealing with so many things: skyrocketing gas prices, inflation, which leads to inflation. Everybody's paying more for everything. You go to the supermarket and it's like $100, but how much? Your dollar does not go very far at all. And gas prices here, I'm in California, and gas prices here are through the absolute roof. And they're, between $6 and $7 a gallon. In some instances, it's in the high fives, but mostly it's real close to $6 a gallon or more. So everybody's dealing with quite a bit, but I think we need to take a step back and be thankful in this respect. If we look at the situation in Ukraine, these people uh, were living their lives a couple of weeks ago, and they've been totally uprooted by Vladimir Putin and Russia's war campaign on his takeover of Ukraine. So it's unfathomable what is happening in Ukraine. And these people are so brave, and they're so courageous, and they're being led by Volodymyr Zelensky, who is a true leader. I mean, he's a leader I really respect and look up to. I mean, if the same situation happened here in the United States that's happening in the Ukraine, I think what would happen is the our administration would run away and hurt themselves, trying to get to the door first, because that's just the way they are. Um, they're not leading this country in the proper way, in my opinion. But anyway, that's I'm not going to touch that. What I'm so concerned about is what's happening in the Ukraine. These people are fighting for their lives on a daily basis, and fighting for their freedom as well. It's uh, unbelievable what these people are doing and what they have to go through. And I mean, you see every day the scenes of war. It just gets worse and worse every day. So my heart is out for these people. I pray for them all the time, and I hope that the situation can have a relatively decent ending. At this point, it's not going to be a good ending because of all the people that have passed away as a result of this war. But all we could do is try to support the people as much as we possibly can. So what this video is about is it's a little bit different. I read a book uh, called Radical Remission by Kelly Turner, and there's 9 key factors that she has found that are similar in people who've uh, made it through the cancer battle and survived and are doing well. And what's really interesting is I just read this book, and I'm reading the book and I thought, wow, I could have wrote this book because it's almost a carbon copy of everything that I did independent of reading this book. So I was really pleased to see what she had done, because she had done a lot of great research, and she has a lot of fantastic examples of people who are uh, survivors uh, of this. And again, it's called Radical Remission: Surviving Cancer Against All Odds. And so what I'm going to go over is the 9 key factors that can make a real difference in a cancer battle. And these are the things that I have found as well when I've done interviews with people, and I keep seeing similar patterns with the cancer uh, survivors and patients who make it, and it's really fascinating. And so the very first thing in Kelly's book, as far as the 9 key factors go, is number 1, radically changing your diet. And I look back a year ago when I was I was in the hospital, and I had talked to a good friend of mine, Lito Villamayor, and he's has a nutritional background. And he was telling me, I was a vegan at that time, and he was telling me that, he says, if you want to get well, you're going to need to change your diet and add animal protein to your diet. He said, you're not going to be able to survive. And at that time, I was 123 pounds and very weak. And you can look back, it's documented on my YouTube videos. On my early videos, I am shocked that I was that weak, but I was. And so it took number 1, radically changing my diet, and I added animal protein to it, and I added wild salmon and grass-fed beef and organic chicken. And I believe that was a very important factor in me uh, getting better, because from that point in time a year ago, I weighed 123 pounds. Today, I weigh almost 160 pounds and doing so much better. And I'm so thankful that uh, somebody had told me that changing my diet and adding the protein, because I needed it in order to put back on weight, because otherwise I look back and I think I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if I would have gotten better if I hadn't changed my diet. And so I'm very thankful I did. Number 2, taking control of your health, and that's one of the reasons why I named this channel To Be Your Own Hero, because we are our own health advocates. And no matter what, you can't just go to the doctor and say, hey doctor, cure me, I'm here, cure me. That's your job. It's our personal responsibility to navigate the situation and navigate our own health, because the doctor does not have all the answers. Originally, when I started my cancer journey after my diagnosis, I used a combination of both conventional and alternative, probably about 50-50. Uh, and so I did do chemo. I did 6 rounds, but I was also, working with my diet, uh, added cannabis and CBD and reishi mushrooms and all sorts of other things, which I've talked about in previous videos. But it's so important that you control your own health and not give it away to a doctor or somebody else, if at all possible. Number 3, following your own intuition. And this is very important because you have to go with, there's going to be so many things that are going to be thrown at you when you get diagnosed with cancer that you have to follow your gut. And your gut's not always going to be right. But if you follow your intuition and let your intuition lead, more often than not, it'll be right. And so that's a very, very important feature. Number 4, using herbs and supplements. And I use a lot of herbs and supplements, and I made a video about that as well. My supplements, which is part 2 of my personal life-saving diet. So you could take a look at that and see what I'm actually using. Number 5, releasing suppressed emotions. And this is something that I've picked up and learned along the way with the help of Maria Motia, my hypnotherapist from Cyprus. And I thank her for that, for opening that avenue. And part of this journey is you have to have an open mind and be willing to uh, not necessarily accept everything. You could hear everything, but you have to filter it out and use the most important things that you feel will work for you. So releasing suppressed emotions, and we have them, and it could be way back from when we were small. It could be 2, 3, 4 years old, and I learned that, and I've been very fascinated with that, and I'm very thankful to Maria for helping me find that and learn more about my subconscious mind and the importance of feeding your mind positive thoughts on a daily basis. And that's very, very important. Number 6, increasing positive emotions. And I've always been very positive, but it really got put to the test when I got diagnosed with cancer. And every day I made a vow to myself that no matter what I was going to go through, I was going to be positive. I was going to have a positive attitude, because uh, that's exactly what I wanted to do, and it's really paid tremendous, tremendous dividends. And it also, the fascinating thing about it is people are attracted to other people that have a positive attitude, and it's very, very like a magnetic effect. And so it's very, very beneficial, and so I'm very thankful for that. Number 7, embracing social support. Back a year ago, a little longer than a year ago, back in at the beginning of last year, 2021, I was so weak from the effects of cancer that I was stuck in my room for about a period of about 6 weeks. I did not go outside. I did not go downstairs. We have a 2-story house, and so I was stuck in my room, mainly because it was just too difficult to walk downstairs. It was so hard for me at that point in time. I was using a cane. It took me 10 minutes to walk across the room. It took me 20 minutes to take a shower. It was a very arduous thing. But I kept at it. But the saving grace for me during this period of time, believe it or not, was social media. Social media kept me connected to the world and allowed me to connect with people from so many different countries and all over the United States. And I've developed some what I feel are really close friends and really um, people that I could really count on and trust. And there's so many to name that I'm not going to name them, but you know who you are. And so I'm so thankful for that. We've created Katie Gaspari, Linda Sherman, Alex Rosa, and Gilles Bouvier. We have a room on Clubhouse, on the Clubhouse app, which we have every Thursday, called Cancer Conquering Community. And this is a place, we call it a safe place, but it's a place where people can come who have cancer, are cancer survivors, who are doctors, who are nurses, who are caretakers, or who just want to uh, learn about cancer. And so it's so important, as Kelly Turner mentioned, that you have this social support and be able to talk things out, because cancer in and of itself is a very, very lonely journey, very lonely. And, you know, you always think, oh, people just don't know what you're going through. But there are people that do understand and are out there doing the same thing, you know, whether they have, nobody has the same situation, but there are people that are dealing with different types of cancer. And I have friends that deal with colon cancer and stomach cancer and um, all these different cancers, throat cancer, brain cancer, uh, you name it. But the thing about it is there's similarities in the things that we have to do in order to live. So embracing that social support is so very important, because it's therapeutic. And while being therapeutic, you can also be helping somebody else as well, because somebody else may need more support than you do, or maybe going through a tougher time than you are at that particular time, where you could offer them support. And so it's just a matter of leaning on somebody at the right time. And so embracing that social support is so very important. Number 8, deepening your spiritual connection. And that's what's happened with me, is I've deepened my spiritual connection with God, and I'm so much more in tuned with uh, with God and higher power, and appreciating the journey through Him. So that's number 8, deepening your social connection. And number 9, having strong reasons for living. And this is the most fascinating feature to me, because when I started this journey um, about 17 months ago, that was one thing that I was bound and determined to do. I was bound and determined to live. I was absolutely, it was burned in my mind that no matter what, I was going to make it. And I left myself basically no option. Uh, I had to live. And I just had a conversation with an old friend of mine, and she just got diagnosed with cancer about 10 days ago. And that was one of the questions that I asked her is, how bad do you want to live? And she says, I'm gonna live. And I am absolutely determined to live. So that is so critical, and it's so important. And that's what I see in the people in Ukraine is they want to live, and they want to live a life of freedom. And so that's a beautiful thing, and I hope we could all support them, and do whatever we can to help these people, because they are going through so much. But I would highly recommend this book again, Radical Remission: Surviving Cancer Against All Odds by Kelly Turner. And you can get this on Amazon, and it gives so many great examples of people who've made it. And so that's really refreshing to me. It's, I'm not into doing book reviews or anything like that, but I guess that's what this has turned out to be. So what I'd like to do at this time is to thank everyone for joining me here at To Be Your Own Hero. This is a little bit different, but I read the book and I thought, hey, that's something that I really want to share with everyone. So thank you so much for all your support. Please subscribe, like, and make a comment in the comment section of the video. And again, please pray and do whatever you can to support the people of Ukraine. They are fighting and giving just an incredible example to the whole world, to all of us. So anyway, thank you again so much, and make sure that you appreciate your health, appreciate your life, and make the very best of every day, every hour, every minute, and every breath that you take, because you don't know what's going to happen later on today or tomorrow. So thank you once again for joining me here at To Be Your Own Hero, and we'll see you next time, and have a great week.